Okay, we are live.
Hooray.
I need to do several clicks and we can start recording. Almost. Where is my backup recording? Okay, we ready to roll. 3, 2, 1. Hello, and welcome everyone to the Non-Intuitive Biz podcast brought to you by the Leaders Club that you are part doing if you're listening to us. But do consider elevating your club membership by joining Discord channel. And today in this virtual studio we have Dmitry Mananikov. Say hi to people.
Hello, happy Friday.
Yes, indeed. Happy Friday and happy Halloween to everyone who just had it. And the most annoying voice, as usual, would be me. Who am I? Slava Kovalevsky. Yes. Okay. Nothing is going as planned today. I'm fixing tons of the shit left and right as we speak. Looks like it's... everything is fixable. Looks like everything is fixable, but I don't know. We have experimental broadcast today. Today we're broadcasting, you know how in Twitter you have these spaces. I think it's called spaces when you're opening the app and shows, oh, that guy is hosting the space and you can listen to it.
I always have it for some reason for random people that I have no idea why. I see it. Is it like for your followers or just like completely random people?
I think it's for followers, but I think Twitter can suggest it to random folks.
There's also no button to remove it. At least I didn't find it.
Yeah, you're right. There is no button to remove it completely. Yes. Yeah. If you will find it, let me know. Let me know how and when to remove it. Okay, we have tons of the different topics to discuss today. Where do you want to start? That's, I guess, the question.
I don't know. We can go with AI stuff because I was pretty impressed by GPT search in ChatGPT. Impressed maybe like wrong word. Mm-hmm. I think it was the last missing part that I needed like from completely stop using Google. Not like I like purposely want to abandon Google or whatever, but it was annoying that in most cases I go to ChatGPT, but sometimes I want to go to Google. The next step I need like a special button to like give me answer, but also give me a Reddit link. Mm-hmm. Because like in 90% of cases right now, go to ChatGPT, mm-hmm. and that from like all 20% of cases that I go to Google, 80% I just want Reddit link.
Got it. But so here's a question for you. I understand that they improve it drastically now, experience overall, and they have widgeting, but ChatGPT already had a search. It was capable to run search, so why do you think your pattern would change based on the adding widgets and slightly better search?
Oh no, I don't think search work in GPT-4 in this way. Like right now there's a button, when you click it, it's clearly go to web and give you results. Mm-hmm. And before I think it was like sometimes it's doing search, sometimes it's not. I think right now just like another interface to Google just with a better output.
I see. Okay. I buy that argument for sure, 100%.
Did you try it?
Yes, I like it, but I'm trying to recall. So I have a weird pattern, and I actually one weirdo that slowly went back to Google for a lot of the requests. I don't know even why. I guess the biggest reason for me, it works, but it works a little bit unpredictable. So especially, the worst case for me was I was searching films to watch. That's what I gave it a try. And I started giving additional sub questions. My usual pattern in Google would be to tune prompt to Google. You're tuning the prompt. Right now, it's extremely hard to do in or ChatGPT. You need to scroll, you need to copy or edit. That's really cumbersome. So what you do in natural flow, you asking sub questions.
Okay.
And at some point, because you're asking sub questions and it's effectively doing very similar search, it actually would start mixing the context. It would start losing understanding what I'm searching right now. Because what I really wanted to forget everything before, apply my latest comment to the search, build a new search and do it. For example, something that I would do with minus on Google when I would say I need particular type of the films, but I don't want too specific one to appear because everyone recommending those one. Mm-hmm. So I would either use minus or figure out the search about this. And in the ChatGPT, I just ask, please do not show me blah. But obviously it forgot that after 3 or 4 messages and it starts showing it. So things like that actually slowly moved me back to Google because I only was using ChatGPT if I know I can do one-time search. It will search, it will give me results. If the results are there and I don't need to do a complex follow-up, then I would do it in ChatGPT.
But in Google, you also need to say like, hey, don't give me search for that one, right?
Correct, but the difference that in Google you always doing the prompt tuning, so it's more it's UX for me, UX feature. If they would give me,
so it's like just easier to change prompt in Google. Okay, makes sense.
Yes, the ChatGPT force you to have a conversation, and this actually starts confusing ChatGPT in this through 3 or 4 messages. That's that's weird. That's really, really weird. On that note, by the way, since we're speaking about AI and chatting, several interesting things. First of all, the first 3 minutes of this podcast seemingly have not been recorded anywhere. Then my main recording looks like recording from their own microphone. So the only thing that actually happening is YouTube recording and hardware recording. So it's a really weird day. It's a really weird day.
You still have backup, so.
Yes, that's true. That's true. Okay, so since we're chatting about search, Gemini have introduced grounding. It's an interesting because this introduction have happened almost immediately at the same time when GPT introduced search and Gemini introduced grounding. Gemini already have access to the internet, very similar thing that GPT had. But the grounding effectively is a feature that allows you to connect particular statement of LLM to a particular internet responses.
What does it mean? Can you give an example?
Yes. So one of the things that classical RAG, how classical RAG is doing is give the context. It's taking the context, it's doing the search, then you're adding the results of the search to the context and you're asking to summarize it to the user. In this point, one of the biggest problem is mix of the different information from different servers that goes into LLM. And in the end, it might, for example, it might give you completely bogus answers that it took from fake news website and then add a fact from CNN because both of these URLs won in the results of the search. Mm-hmm. So the grounding, I have no idea how they're actually doing under the hood, supposed to be able to separate those two things. So it's not just LLM gives 5 or 6 results, mixing them together and presenting you a more presentable way. It's trying to put the links on exact materials and from where it took it. So it's just a fancy way to say that we are doing linking to the source underlying material slightly better and more verifiable than other providers. This is how I understood the feature. That doesn't mean that this is how the feature is.
I guess they may need to, like, for Google search, because many like websites were upset that Google just crawl them, collect information, and present people. So maybe they will use it for feature like, hey, here's your AI response, and here are source like links where we get this as a source.
Oh, yeah. I think you actually your statement is more accurate. So it looks like, at least from API perspective, because now I open right now API documentation. Looks like when you're asking something on the model, and you not only want it to respond, but you actually want some proofs. You can say to give grounding, and it will respond to you with the links from where it get this information.
Okay, that's actually nice functionality.
I agree, actually. Yeah, I agree with you. It's indeed should be nice. And looks like it supports Google search and your data for your specific data sources. Yeah. I haven't played with this, but we'll see. Okay, so let's go to see what else do we have today about the AI. We have...
What is GitHub Spark? You added GitHub Spark, and I'm really curious. Like, I only clicked and see like some pictures, but first, like by the name, I saw this like Apache Spark or something.
No.
Did they pick this name?
Completely unrelated. So GitHub effectively announced an amazing thing that, honestly, I thought about this completely different before and look into it. So they announced this nano, how do they call it? Nano something.
Applications?
Yeah, like nano applications, but I think the name, is it nano or some small applications? Probably nano applications, something like that.
Micro, I see.
Micro
applications.
Micro, yeah, you're right. Micro apps, yes. So Sparks are micro apps, yes. And initially, I thought that this is exactly what I'm trying to do with my framework and many other people doing with GPTs, which is to enable you to use a fusion between programming and natural text for a more faster way to write programs. That was my understanding, because this was they're saying that it allows you to create the programs with natural language only. Turns out it's slightly different. It's managed service that provides some APIs, database, web hosting, some backend, some probably rudimentary, very simple SDK to build up on top of that fully managed service, and then a model that can generate an app from the prompt. So it's not about using actual writing code with natural language. It's about very simple app that can be generated from a natural query, and then you can tune the code by also providing natural queries, and it will be updating those apps dynamically based on the queries.
I see. So, like, it looks like the killer feature is not like generating like code, because it's like any LLM can do, or like any powerful, but the features that actually the rest of it, like how do you deploy and maintain your app, that's what they've solved, right? Because for many people, like they may use AI to write software, like a Python code, for example, but what's next? Like, where do you deploy it, where you store it, how you get a link to give your like friends? So it seems like they solve this problem, right?
Yes. First of all, you're absolutely right. They showed the video where they would show you a very simple app that you providing a prompt, and they immediately show you how it works, and they even show you the storage, the database. They give you an access to that database. But my personal opinion that this is a dead end, and the reason I'm saying so, you can only go so far in the path where you are generating full source code with the prompts.
But I think maybe you just not you maybe overthinking like who is target audience. Like you think maybe it's like a software engineers who want to get this, and maybe it's actually not really like audience for that. Like for engineers, so like for people who at least know some coding, they can use like GitHub Copilot and just like, start from like VS Code. But this could be really helpful for people who has no idea how to code, who has no idea what does JavaScript or Python even mean. And they want like something like, hey, if I put bank statement from my bank, can you give me like a most expensive transactions? And now people who have no idea, they can quickly create such things.
So I agree with you, and yes, you're 100% right. This is not the audience, but when I read that description, so I thought this is about different things, because to me it's still surprising. There is a huge vacuum that I at least think that we as a humanity will fulfill soon, and obviously I'm trying to play with it, but my solution definitely not going to be the one. And I was hoping that GitHub might step in and provide that one. Today, tools like Copilot helps you to use LLM for the using previous generation tools. Well, someone need to build the developer tools that are from ground up designed with LLM notion in the first place. So I now struggle to understand why I need to write a lot of the boilerplate if I should be able to write in a plain English. Take the latest 10 transactions from Alpaca, sort them by field blah, and return a Python list. And that by itself already can be reliably dynamically translated to Python, so I don't have to write a code at all. Okay. And no one doing that today. I'm surprised why. I'm really... And I thought that what GitHub will be doing, but no.
I think because maybe it's still not reliable. Like you can go to VS Code, open GitHub Copilot, ask to write such code, but then again, question like how you provide API tokens, how you host this, like how you run this code, and so on. It's like there should be like more tooling around it. You're right, but I think you still need someone to take a look at the results.
Yes, and that is to some extent why this future framework and best practices need to be built, because you need to know how to write those requests, what type of the request should be, that you cannot have a complex request. So all is there, but and yeah, you said it right. The tooling needs to be built, and that is a missing piece. So I was hoping that GitHub would build that tooling. The tooling is not there because the rest is there. If the tool would be there, you can plug in Alpaca SDK and start using that tools that GitHub never have built, unfortunately.
Well, it's your job now.
Sure. Yes. I will give it a shot. By the way, I started using my toolbox at work. For now, I start building several agents that helping me to do the job, so to speak. So yeah, we'll report later how it's going. But for now, I'm liking it. Okay. I actually have a weird topic I want to discuss today. I have a new credit card. that they want to share. Have you tried new credit card that Robinhood have created?
No, but I remember you mentioned before, like when they just announced it.
Yes, so it feels like exactly the Apple Card, but done right. like exactly everything that you expected from there. So what I mean specifically, proper virtual cards. You can create a virtual cards, three type of virtual card. One specifically for trial services that will be auto canceled in 24 hours. One card for particular time frame, you specifying how long it should live, half a year, and one permanent virtual card that you can assign for a particular service, and you will know that service specifically charging.
How many of these cards you can create?
So far, I haven't seen any docs that specify limitations.
Interesting, because like one of reasons I actually was looking at privacy.com to actually get like virtual cards for like subscription services and stuff. And if they're doing this, that's actually pretty cool feature that I would may use as well.
How many vCards I can create Robinhood cards. So let's see if the documentation is there. So there is an FAQ, virtual cards, but yeah, I haven't seen any mentioning of the limits of how many virtual cards, what types, what are. Yeah, so maybe there is a limit. I don't know. Oh yes, and there is another type, one time. You're creating card, one time charge, it's auto cancelled after that. Now the second part, 3% on everything. Like no one gives you 3%. Like Apple give you 3% in the blue moon if you're using Apple Pay specifically. Nothing and like nothing else.
Okay, so it's a question like, because usually like how credit card operators do is they just charge whoever like operating like shops, like, and they give you like it back. My question, like, it means they either have no margin or they add more money to it, or you pay for this. Like, what is the terms of the service?
So I do not know, because card is free, and I do not know how they're making money, honestly. My guess, and this is my guess, this is their way to tie you into just Robinhood, because they are giving you Robinhood gold with the cards. They only allows you to put your cash back on your Robinhood account, and if you you can easily move it out, that's not a problem, but you cannot say I want my cash back on my checking account. No, it's go to Robinhood and then you need to move out. So my guess, they just try to tie you into their ecosystem, and this is like a supplement product. Because by themselves, Robinhood providing free shares trading, because they actually earning money from your cash, unused cash that they investing.
Okay, I actually look at the like there's like a full raise blah blah. The gold card requires an annual Robinhood Gold subscription to apply and maintains the card, and does not include 30 days free trial. So you may actually need like Robinhood, like a gold subscription, and then you will get this card.
Oh, that's fine. By the way, I had gold subscription and I canceled it on the next day I got the card. So I don't know if they will cancel my card or not.
I don't know, maybe. Who knows? I'm pretty sure there will be, like if you cancel subscription, but now you need to pay, things like this.
Yes, maybe. Yep. I have no idea what will happen indeed. Okay, so, but this is not the... It looks, by the way, exactly how the Apple Card. Even the experience in the same envelope, it is metallic. The only difference is... let me quickly find it and show it to our listener. The only difference is, yeah, it's gold and it's metal, and it have the same envelope, and like everything looks the same. So clearly copy paste Apple one. But again, did it right. They have additional stuff like 5% cashback on some of the stuff, but this is bogus. Obviously, 3% is what you will be getting. I already have Robinhood Gold anyway. I did cancel it just to see what's going to happen, but nevertheless, yeah.
I just have an idea why they can monetize. Like many people who very bad at financials use Robinhood for trading and to spend a lot of money. Now these people will do like late payments, which is like 20-30% on credit card.
Yep, 100%.
So someone not just like lose all their stocks or stock options and their money, they also get a credit from credit card and then lose this one.
Honestly, I think that what you can spend on this credit card is nothing comparing to the margin that you as a bad stock investor probably lost. That should be the main, I guess, source of their income. One more thing I want to mention is that it allows you to enable in easy step, the simplest I have seen in any apps, credit history builder mode for anyone whom you're adding to the account. Very simple, several clicks. Never have seen process as simple as here, which is also nice, honestly. So yeah, so far my experience extremely positive. Yeah, I just need to figure out the gold subscription. Oh yeah, it says you have to have gold subscription to apply and maintain the card.
Exactly.
So yeah, fine. I now have to go and reinstantiate it. So we'll do right after the podcast. Fine. Okay, what do you want to cover next, my friend? I see you added several topics. Do you want us to go on one of your topics?
I know you added Apple Intelligence. Have you used it like for what? Like, did you find it useful? It's still like not full ChatGPT built in.
Yes, and the short answer is I have tried it. I have updated my iPhone to the latest iOS 18.1 AI. Have played with this. So several things that I noticed that I have not yet verified. First, looks like they're running model locally. That's my assumption. That assumption is based on the fact that you need inside of iOS 18.1, you will not get double antennas by default. You need to go special menu in to switch it on. And after that, it will tell you, oh, I'm downloading. It will download shit tons load of data, which I assume is some local models. Because what else? What else it will be downloading? And after that, you're having a Siri that works amazingly well for me in terms of recognizing when I'm trying to speak to it and recognizing what I'm saying. The quality for me became much better than it used to be.
I mean, the previous one was pretty bad quality, let's say. it's very easy to compete with the previous Siri.
I agree, but I think it shows the good signal that they finally actually have started working on Siri for serious.
That's true.
So that's the first thing. So it actually understands my voice, what I'm saying. The second thing so far, maybe it's not always was as useful as I would want it. You know, it has the same annoying behavior when it gives you a search instead of the answer, and I would love it to go and it's annoying. It's almost useless. But what I found interesting that gives me a lot of hope, it actually, even when it's trying to do search, I clearly see that it understood my request properly and correctly. And in many cases, asking recipe for something, it will give me source of the recipe, not the actual recipe. So all is there. But I see what they're trying to search is, and this give me a signal. Yes, it understood me, and it tried to do exactly that. Have you already tried it, my friend?
Yeah, but I didn't find many use cases. So I tapped it, it pops up. I tried to ask it some recipe and it didn't give me. And then I realized like ChatGPT is not there yet. And what's pretty sad that I would expect that a local LLM at least give me some, like simple answers like convert temperature or give me recipe for some like very popular dish, like how to cook pasta. Why do I need to wait for ChatGPT for that?
Yeah, I agree with you, but here is where I especially looking forward for Siri. So they have signals inside that they will be able to do action that their applications are doing. And that what I think will be enabler. Remember there was a Rabbit R1 that I even played with. A garbage device, but this is what I believe will be the future. I want to be able to say, hey Siri, what is the start of my DoorDash order of the sushi that I order? What is status of it?
You see, like you talking about future, I'm talking about let's catch up with the present. Like, just give me like a simple answer to simple question. And because what you're talking about, like give me a status of DoorDash. They already have widgets that you like open and it's contextual. And if you have DoorDash delivery, it will pop up like on your screen. You don't need to ask it. But I would like to get just like a simple information first, because it's like already what everyone else doing.
Yes, I kind of agree with you, but realistically, for me, even that everyone else, unless we're speaking that it replaces the search query, the rest is useless until you have a proper action integrated. Without that,
I have like many things that I have to pop up ChatGPT or Google, and they often like comes like so often that I really want to make them quicker. Maybe Apple just think, hey, you have ChatGPT, just open it and use it. So they don't want to integrate it in an iPhone.
And the worst case scenario is they will give us ChatGPT and it will work like that. You ask something of Siri and it goes to ChatGPT and says, I'm about to Google search blah, how to make this search better, and then it go back and still doing a Google search.
That could be, yes.
That would be so Apple way. So this is, by the way, this is not the only one where at the intelligence one, because Apple just have released the new MacBooks, new Mac Minis, just recently. And one of the key cornerstone there also Apple Intelligence as well. And this is where honestly I'm a little bit disappointed. Have you seen their pitch, their presentation?
Nope, I just seen like pictures of new products.
The main part was Apple Intelligence, obviously left and right. And what was extremely disappointed, because they have an example, they have a Surface Pro, right? That kind of shows what theoretically you should be able to do with your computer. Their example is underwhelming. Honestly, there is no things that you already can do with Surfaces with ChatGPT where you can say, oh, where I have seen this picture, remind me where I have saved this file. Clearly remember that I have a secret porno file on my computer. Where have I hidden it? And it will tell you, oh, that's a folder. I honestly do not know why. It's really weird. But yeah, that's probably. I'm trying to scroll and see. Haven't you noticed anything that caught your eye? What you loved about the new machines and computers?
Yeah, not really. Max looks interesting, like a bigger screen, like nice package, but I don't have any issues with it. And same for Mac Mini. Like it seems like a cool idea, but from my recent use of Mac Mini, I just prefer a laptop. Even if it stays 90% time in the dock, just that 10% when I actually want to get it somewhere, just breaks the whole point of Mac Mini.
100% agree. Yeah, 100% agree. I used to have Mac Mini some time ago because Mac Mini was one of the first machine that has M1, and I obviously bought it. And it's so annoying because you have a work laptop, so now you're attaching work laptop, and I would have two screens, and then I need to detach my MacBook, and I would attach Mac Mini, and now I have one screen, so even amount of screens would be different. It's very annoying.
One interesting thing I noticed, they started advertising gaming more. Macs are still not a best machine for gaming. You can't really run really AAA games, but it's already capable of running many medium-sized games and even some 2-3 years outdated games. And it's actually interesting because they never it was capable for a while, but they only now started to adding it as a selling point on a website.
That I have noticed this as well. Even in their advertisement, you will see the joystick on the Mac Mini. Let me go back. If you look on the keyboard, you will see at some point. Show it. Yeah. PlayStation joystick next to it. So yes, I agree with you. Do you know about any good games that coming out for Apple?
I mean, they advertised Control. They have a new Assassin's Creed. So they have a few. I think how's it called? Death Stranding should work on a Mac. Also, there are a few. They actually I think on previous presentations they show a few good games, but not on Apple Arcade. That one just full of garbage.
But even what they used to show, it was several games. I agree, Death Stranding, but it was Death Stranding 1, not the second one.
Yeah, I mean, again, Mac is not that powerful to run AAA graphics, but I'm pretty sure if you go to Steam, and then in Steam you filter by Mac enabled games, you actually have a pretty good set of good indie games.
Oh, but again, indie games, not the AAA games.
Of course, it's not that powerful to run a big games.
Wait, but why do you think so? What is missing? GPUs are now there. Is it just the software?
I can't say for exactly. Yeah, I think GPU is still not up to par with the biggest one, but also the software. Again, I can be wrong here, but I remember some discussions that Apple API is so weird that not many companies actually want to optimize for that. But for smaller games that you can just even if they don't work very well on Mac, with the power on Mac, they still work pretty nicely.
Got it. By the way, in between shifting topic, while we were chatting, I opened my Robinhood, I went to gold membership, and I saw that it quietly moved me to annual subscription, re-enabled it, moved to annual, and charged me $50 from the new credit card for the annual subscription. So that's how it works. But to be fair, I have many credit cards, and some of them I actually have annual subscription as well, and still providing less appealing benefits than this one, but we'll see. Okay, how about we move to several movies topics, or any preferences?
Yeah, movies are good.
Okay, so I have several one. And by the way, I quickly looking at the stats and clearly can see that Experiment is a disaster. Like the previous one of broadcasting was much better in by many KPIs, but it is what it is. So we'll have to survive this recording anyway. So I wanted to share several movies that I have recently watched. For one is It Ends With Us. Based on the book, more appealing to the women audience, but still interesting to me. And obviously I have watched Am I Racist? I have watched that movie as well. I will definitely talk about it. But since I already started, It Ends With Us probably would be the first one to cover. Have you watched it, my friend?
I haven't even heard about it.
Okay, lucky you. So jokes aside, the movie is good. The movie has one particular problem. It could have been 3 times shorter. So it's extremely long. I'm not speaking it long wall clock time or wall time. I'm speaking it long for the purpose of sending the message that it's trying to send.
Okay.
And the whole idea, and again, the movie is great, the acting is great, and the whole idea is around this topic that there is a family, husband, wife, they have a kid, and they showed the abuser, husband, who is abusive husband, but usually in the movies, when they picturing abusing husband, they would picturing someone who are constantly drinking. Each week you have bruises on your body, right? And this movie is trying to show that if you have a husband, let's for example, crossing the line and do some violent shit once per year, it's still an abusing husband that you should run away from. And it shows that process of the woman realizing that she needs to quit that guy.
I would say, like, if you already have statistics 1 per year, it's already alarming sound.
True, but it shows this, psychological aspect where she's like, oh, it's, just once he was really angry and maybe I provoked him and things like that. But then it with years and years, it slowly starts to accumulate. And she recalls the naming is because she recalls that woman. She recalls how she was a young girl and her mother was constantly harassed by her father, and she recalled how the father was slowly, with years, slightly more and more violent. And the whole idea, like in the end, she says, "Oh, it ends with us," in the sense that she's broken up with her husband. She will find another one, but she will not propagate the same family type to her.
So it's like about generational thing, right?
Yes. Okay, do you want to share any movies that you have watched? Otherwise, I'll speak about Am I Racist?
I started to watch one, but I haven't finished it, so I will tell next time.
Okay, so the second movie that I have watched, Am I Racist? Highly recommend this movie. It's from Matt Walsh. Matt Walsh is one of the popular anchor in Daily Wire, and he's the one who did the movie What is a Woman? So What is a Woman was a movie where he would go and just ask what is a woman? Question to many people, and we find out that not many people even can define it. And in this particular case, in this particular movie, he switched the narrative. He need to go a little bit, how you call it, in disguise, because obviously people already knew Matt Walsh from his previous movie. And
it reminds me Borat when he
exactly yes
to people who didn't know him.
Exactly, that's exactly same strategy, same type. And in this case, so in the previous movie, he was trying to provoke people, maybe. The style was interesting. In this one, he decided to go all in the sense that he committed to trust everything that he would be saying from these DI coaches, groups, and he would go completely open-minded. And he went there. And it's just hilarious how he shows a lot of the controversial about the whole movement, about the ideas there. There is so many interesting moments. For example, I will tell you just one moment where he has a discussion about his daughter and the fact that her daughter wants to she likes Moana. So she likes Moana, but now it's Halloween, and her daughter wants to be a Moana, so she wants to have a Moana dress, but this is cultural appropriation. So what should it do? Should he navigate her towards white princess? But that would be inappropriate in current society. So should she still considering wearing Moana dress? But that also would be inappropriate because that's cultural appropriation. And like they literally with a coach reach at the end. Whatever he would do, it would be not appropriate. And in cases like that, he just showing all this, a lot of nonsense that's happening in the society. And yeah, just highly recommend. Really enjoying the movie. Again, What is a Woman was his previous movie. Also highly recommend. It was really nice. Both of them are available on Daily Wire. They are very low budget news agency, I guess, or just, I don't know, film studio, whatever. Both of them from film-wise, if you actually want to look on them from perspective of acting, film-wise, it's so-so, because again, it's very low budget. The studio is low budget, so it is what it is. Okay, that's oh no, this is short film. Last short film that I want to mention. It's old, but I just have watched it recently, and it's okay. It's a comedy, dark comedy. I watched it specifically for the Halloween. Tucker and Dale versus Evil. Have you watched it, my friends?
I haven't watched it, but I think I've seen screenshots or memes from this movie.
Yes, that actually was the reason why I have watched it. I will not spoil it, but I will try to give you a main concept to describe the concept.
Okay.
Movie is okay for one time. It's not a great comedy, but it's not bad necessarily. It's just okay for one time. As you know, during Halloween weekends, especially, probably a good way to watch. So the whole idea that you have two hillbillies, rednecks that cannot properly speak, cannot properly communicate, they shy, they dirty, they call them some hillbillies. They live in a very weird, old, rusty house in the woods. And there is these kids, college kids, that coming for vacation, for spring break effectively to chill out there, and they discovering these two weird guys, and they have a miscommunication with those weird guys, and there was an accident where one of these college kids have their head hurt a little bit, and then the chain of events randomly leads to these kids killing themselves. Like one by one. And the kids, from kids' perspective, they thinking that these two guys are a maniac that killing them, when in reality, the way how they behave leads to them constantly getting some incidents and killing themselves. And these two guys, they are obviously extremely confused. Kids around them are killing themselves one by one. So they also don't know what is happening. So this is the whole concept, so to speak. Funny, super funny. Maybe not the best comedy, but again, not bad. Highly recommend, at least for the sake of learning where a lot of memes are coming from.
Okay. By the way, I finished comic books you gave me. So nice lake on the house. Ooh, nice house on the lake.
By the way, are you doing the same mistake constantly? Yeah. What do you think about it?
It was good. I think it was a bit predictable in the middle, and like it also like feels like there's a cliffhanger in the end. But it was really nice to read and it was interesting. Like I like they give this like there are many characters and they gave this like a short overview who is who in the end. So which is it was pretty cool to follow.
So the same authors now releasing Nice House by the Sea.
And I assume they should be connected in the end because I think I have idea where it will all end, but I'm like don't want to guess.
Yes, they are obviously connected. I don't want to spoil, but yes, The House by the Sea is effectively, you can think about this as the next season of the same saga, but not a new.
Yeah, I think they give a hint in the end of like a first couple of books.
Yep. And this is a comics that just been printed, so now I'm in the mood where I'm waiting the next episode when it will be printed, and it's just nice. Have you also started Something is Killing All the Children?
Nope, haven't seen this one.
Oh, maybe I have not. Okay. The means of transporting comics from my house to your house might not be correctly tuned to send this as well. I already finished.
I will read it eventually when I get it from you.
At some point.
The problem with me when I start reading something like this, I just can't stop, and like I finished this one like in 2 days, like first 2 books you gave me. So it's okay to have a pause. I think last time I was reading manga Dorohedoro and it took me like 4 days, like all evenings, half of the night, morning, my lunch time, my coffee time. So I'm trying to not to get like very deep on every time.
Got it. And what was the size of that manga? How many books?
I was reading PDFs, so I can't really say how many. It took me like a few days non-stop reading.
Got it. The Something is Killing All the Children is definitely much bigger than House on the Lake, but I don't know comparison of what you already read. So yes, it has already how many books? 7 books published, and the book number 8 is going to be published. Also amazing. I loved it. As I have mentioned, Netflix is doing the series about this. I wonder when it's going to be released. Hopefully late if not 2026. And not anytime soon. Yes, not anytime soon. Okay, so what else? Let's go to, I see you put several topics. Do you want to cover any of them? Otherwise, we can go and speak about games.
We can speak about games. I don't have any big topics.
So honestly, for games, I also don't have too many big topics. One thing that I want to mention, that Stalker 2 have a physical edition that now can be pre-ordered starting today.
If there's no AK-47, I'm not interested. That should be one.
I don't think so. I don't think there is a AK-47.
Think about this. This is a really good business idea. You buy like a Stalker physical edition, you attach a AK-47 like with a special color, and then resell it as a more expensive bundle.
It's actually yes. I like your idea. Yes. So anyway, I have not played it. I just pre-ordered it, so going to be waiting. Highly recommend it. And if you folks are listening to us, you not only will be buying amazing game, they also claiming that they sending part of the money to support Ukraine. So that is also nice cause. Another pre-order that I have not added to the list is Microsoft Flight Simulator. 2024, and the I'm trying to quickly find it, physical copy. And this one already closed, so you cannot order it. But oh Jesus, I cannot quickly find it. So there was.
Is it completely new game, or it's using the same engine as previous one?
This is actually why they have they releasing it as a completely new game, because they redesign engine. There is many updates there. One of the biggest updates is previous generation of Flight Sim was more designed to work offline, which actually meant you have a much worse trade-off between quality of the universe surrounding you and size of the game. It was already huge. Now they actually have much more dynamic downloading of the regions from the cloud, which obviously have a much smaller memory footprint, but much higher requirement on the network when you're playing. And that requires to change the engine. So subsequently, they just decided to release a new game. But a lot of the mods extension should work, theoretically. At least they have promised it. They are also doing a ninth thing, because they realize that many people are confused why it's not a DLC, which it feels like the same game, honestly. And because of that, and because of the compatibility with a lot of the extension from the past, they actually going to give you exactly same version of the game as before. So for example, if I bought the highest end version of the game before, and now this game will be in the Game Pass. So the Game Pass will include all the purchases, the same tier of the game that I purchased before for free. I don't have to pay anything. That's a really nice move, but as you know, any nerds, aviation nerds, they starting asking a very weird question, like specifically, the highest version of the game and before had, for example, Boeing 787. So tell me, Microsoft, will I be getting port of Boeing 787 from that Ultimate Edition, or I will be getting actual 787 from the Ultimate Edition of this game? And
they need to be introduced to FIFA and Call of Duty series. You just always pay for the same game. That remind me, have you listened to the, I promise it's relevant, but have you listened to the Joe Rogan podcast with JD that just came out? Nope.
Do you know the G's? It's vice president of Trump if he will win.
Yeah, I've seen him.
So JD went to Joe Rogan like 1 day ago, 2 days ago, yesterday, 2 days before, and Joe Rogan has an advertisement inside of his podcast that's non-skippable, that he's doing, not the YouTube putting, and it's about Call of Duty. So you will be listening about the latest Call of Duty, Black Ops 3 or something. I don't know.
Yeah, they have pretty big budgets, so not surprising.
By the way, you probably know, are they still so popular? Are they still people downloading?
Oh, yeah. Yes, it's so popular that I think like Sony once mentioned, I think it was like a few years ago, there was like 1 million PlayStation 5 consoles that ever installed only like Call of Duty only. Like people buy console, install Call of Duty, and never like even play like any other game. Jesus. That's why it was such a big deal when there was like a acquisition and everything, because it was like really huge hit on Sony. Got it.
Anyway, let's end today with Cyberpunk. You playing Cyberpunk again, restarting the Cyberpunk. So what do you have to say about it? Are you enjoying it?
Yeah, but I think we're a bit out of time. We can speak about it later. I probably will playing it next few months anyway. So
got it.
More to say.
I am especially eager to see about the DLC, this Phantom Liberty. So yes, looking.
Ask me like in 2 months.
Okay. I will. With that, thank you, folks, for coming in. Today was a slightly experiment from the perspective where we broadcasting it. It was a mistake on my part. Going to fix it next time. Thank you, folks. Have an amazing rest of the week. We will talk to you same place next time.
Bye-bye.
Bye. And